more per capita people clicking on stuff in there, so it's just enough. Like I don't ever specifically like go there and find things, but I just see stuff. Listen, the other day I tried to change my Twitter name to and it was taken. So like on day one, it's just kind of it's like I'm always going to announce it later.
Come on. How do you get over here from top?
I'll change it to a first
That cat has 9 lives. Seriously though. I'm disappointed.
I mean, if I go down, I'd be weird.
So true.
Maybe not, but they tried that. Be like, what was it?
So true.
Be like, what would Nico Harrison do? He'll be the exact opposite.
It's freezing.
That was really smart of him to be like,
This is
last time for him to go into this season.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'll just slide this under the shirt. Perfectly normal day.
I'm definitely going to be talking.
Don't look right at me.
Because, you know, the games are on.
Personal miss, 17-14.
Not badly.
Georgia.
The 21-10 was covered voters.
I think there was a scoring error. I think well, it said 21-10 on ESPN.
No, it did say that, you're right.
Yeah. Looks like Georgia scored a touchdown. So who is winning? It's Ole Miss. Is it just over here? 43 touchdown on 3rd and 10.
Oh, I think one. Really thank you.
Like Chris, in their policies.
One quick note, next week's kick time at Florida will be announced later tonight, so stay tuned for that. Welcome to Coach's press conference. Coach will make an opening statement, and then we will go into questions. If you have a question, just raise your hand, and I will call. Coach.
Hey, good night, good evening. Love the win. I thought defensively played well in the first half. getting off the field. Did a good job at the line of scrimmage, handled some of the perimeter screen game really well. Offensively, a little bit up and down in the first half. Execution, really the turnovers hurt. I thought defensively they did a good job responding to those, and then offensively getting points off the turnover. And obviously Will Wright, big play in the second half too. So, still a lot of things to clean up here, get back to SEC play next week, and, go on the road. So get ready to go.
Adam?
Josh, you said you had some things to clean up. Do you attribute anything like that to the off week and the rust that comes with that, or the fact that it's not an SEC game? Do you attribute any of the mistakes to that?
I don't know that I would attribute it directly to that. During the week, I thought, there was a day where offensively, we weren't on edge at practice, and it's a fine line. When you get to game day, it doesn't just happen. I said that to him in the locker room too. And at the same time, it's not necessarily going to be perfect, and you can have expectations going into the game, but it's 11 on 11. So,
Mike?
Josh Heupel not being available today, what was the reasoning for that? And was he at the stadium today?
at the end of the day, there's a standard you got to meet to be in that locker room, and so he was not out on the field with us. That'll be the last. That'll be my last response to anything related to that for right now.
Coach, you had 4 different players score a rushing touchdown tonight. What was working so well for you guys on the ground?
Ultimately, some of those drives got down there. We bust one. Great balance, and running through some trash. Joey pulls it, on short yardage play, and they don't have contain off of that pressure, and good job reading it by him. So, some good execution down in the tight zone, and down there you got to be able to run the football.
Eric?
Josh, any update on Kitzelman or Moy or Bishop? Some of those guys got banged up there at the end.
Yeah, I don't have an update on those guys. They'll get evaluated tomorrow, like everybody.
Josh, how have you seen George progress throughout the season, and what do you think of his limited time in there tonight?
Yeah, limited time, just the way the fourth quarter unfolded. George has continued to get better in the reps that he gets during practice, the bye week. Obviously, a heavier load than probably a normal game week. I thought he went out there and handled himself well. Throws the boot play and picks up yards, and then the 1 3rd down. Just we're getting beat up a little bit in man press, but all in all, he's continued to grow.
Back to Eric.
Josh, what did you see on the 2 interceptions from Joey?
Yeah, the one is intermediate concept. Ball's a little bit inside. We got to go close out and finish on the play too. And he's moving in the pocket on the second one. He saw the post player, was actually trying to throw the over, and body may not have been in a great position, and gets hit a little bit on the play, and the ball just sails on him. 2 plays that we have to go execute, and can't be turnovers.
Patrick?
Josh, what have you seen from Jaden Perlotti? It seems like every time he's in the game, especially when he's seeing the ball and go getting it, he's closing fast and making plays.
Yeah, see ball, hit ball, go get it. Yeah, and he's pretty good at that. Fast, destructive, violent, physical, and got great explosive power, and does a good job in his pressures. Obviously, the 15-yarder, on the I think it was 3rd and 20 from the 20. You can't get 15 on that, but he's a young player that continues to grow.
And Ty Redmond too. How have you seen him sort of handle being a freshman corner in the
Yeah.
SEC and getting targeted and making the play today?
Life in the SEC, you're playing against really good competition, and when you're young, they're going to try you, and there's been some ups and downs for him, like there is for every player during the course of a schedule. And I like his resiliency, how he competes on the practice field, continued growth, and going to be a great player.
Back to Ben on the left.
Josh, what did DeJuan Morris do to earn those opportunities on punt return?
Yeah, he's just been really consistent here. You know, we had him in there early in the year. You know, game one, he got some opportunities, and as a young player, just understanding, you know, how the game gets played and the nuances of it. He's just continued to grow in his ability to communicate, understand when he's got space, and so we've been continuing to grow him in that role.
Wes?
Coach, I guess just generally speaking, with some of the guys who didn't play tonight because of injuries, were there any situations where some of those guys, if this were a league game, could have gone? Or
Yeah, I think a majority of those guys, you know, probably would have been able to go.
Coach, this with New Mexico State, do you kind of use this as an opportunity to try anything new or try any concept with the guys or anything like that?
You know, like defensively, you know, certain positions in particular, played a lot of young guys today. You know, defensively from them, you know, they're kind of a defense of the day every week. They're very multiple in what they do, and so, you know, early in the football game, figuring out who and what they were going to be and trying to adjust to it.
Josh, the defensive line seemed to get a lot of PBUs. David Hobbs had a couple, Tyree West in the pick sixes. What allowed those guys to have that success, being able to get in the quarterback's face and get a hand up?
Yeah, you know, I thought early in the football game, thought they would do it, but, you know, a lot of RPOs, perimeter screen game, get the ball out quick as the game went on, and you were able to get into some third and long situations, second and long. The ability for those guys to, you know, rush the passer and, you know, win at the line of scrimmage and affect the quarterback. I thought as the game went on, we did a better job of that, and in part just because we had more opportunity to.
Eric? And then
Josh,
Wes.
and a young guy like Deshaun Parang and his versatility, being able to do some different things, help you guys, you know, on the road next week and back here against Vandy?
Yeah, Deshaun's continued to grow. You know, a guy that missed a bunch of, or all of spring ball, and you know, as he's come back, learned how to play in the core, extremely gifted out in space, natural. You know, you saw him out there some tonight, but certainly has an opportunity to help us on the stretch, and, you know, we've been planning and working towards that.
Josh, with Hobbs specifically, you know, him going before he got hurt in camp, what kind of an off season had he had, and how much was he missed early in the year?
Yeah, you know, he's encountered a couple of injuries before this fall, and I don't want to say that that's, you know, necessarily stunted his growth, but he's missed a bunch of time. I thought he had an elite offseason, and you know, was playing really good football during the course of training camp. Him being hurt, Jackson Moy being hurt early in the year, certainly hurt us defensively. And then you throw in the corners. You know, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that weren't there. Getting him back, getting him, you know, fully integrated, healthy, you know, is a huge part, a huge help to us defensively.
Last one to Paige.
Josh, it seemed in the third quarter you guys were really trying to establish the run. How would you evaluate the overall success you guys had in the ground game?
Yeah, I thought in the third quarter, just, you know, structurally how they were playing things, you know, that was something that we were pointing to, and I thought we went out and executed, you know, those scenarios, those opportunities pretty well in the second half.
Thank you, Coach. We'll have players up here shortly.
Thank you all.
I'll take one.
All right, first group of players here, we got David Hobbs, Ty Redmond, and William Wright. Raise your hand for questions and I'll call on you. Paige, we'll start with you in the back.
Ty, if you'll walk us through your one-handed pick that you had there.
Yeah, you know, we honed in on our details all week. You know, once they went 4 strong, you know, we was alert for the slant. So I just felt the break and made a play on the ball and give my offense an opportunity to go score.
Wes?
David, given the way that, you know, injuries happen in football, but, you know, your coaches had all said you'd had a really good offseason, and to kind of have that happen during camp, how frustrating was that at that point? And do you feel like you're kind of back to that level now in terms of being healthy and how you were before the injury?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's life, you know. It's got ups and downs. But, I mean, just keep working in the training room and whatnot. But, yeah, I definitely feel like I'm back right where I was. Just kept watching film whenever. But, yeah, I would say I'm right where I was before I got hurt.
Ty, how some of the, as a freshman, how have some of the older guys in your position group kind of helped bring you along and show you the ropes?
You know, Rick, Hood, even Will, always, you know, on me about like the little things, like maybe like writing in my notebook more, you know, just honing on like the releases of the receivers, just more film studies, like not more of the physical game, more of the mental. So, yeah.
Ty, for you, how have you just kind of handled the ups and downs of being a freshman corner in the SEC, knowing teams are going to come after you? How have you sort of handled the good days and the bad days that you've had on Saturdays?
I mean, that's why I signed up for being a corner, you know. Even if I wasn't a freshman, I'm still expecting for them to attack me, you know. That's how you got to play the position. So just, you know, not getting too high, not getting too low. Just focus on the next play.
Emily and then Caleb?
Will, can you walk us through that defensive touchdown you had?
Yeah, just an awesome moment. Been waiting for it for a while, taking advantage of my opportunities. You know, I wanted to, if I ever got this opportunity again, I want to praise God for bringing me along here and along my journey and just staying the course, trusting the coaches, trusting the Lord, and trusting myself, and just taking advantage of every opportunity I get out there.
Adam? Caleb and then Adam.
Ty and William, for both of you guys, just how much easier does it make it on the secondary when you've got your defensive lineman in a quarterback's face, or like Tyree West on your pick knocking that ball up for you to grab? How much easier does that make?
Yeah, they're like our best friends out there because, I mean, obviously we play hand in hand, but, you know, Tyree West, you know, shout out to him for making the opportunity possible. But it's just the better they play, the better we play, and vice versa.
Yeah, shout out to the D-line.
Ty, where do you think like the level of motivation is this late in the season, and is it like for you as a young guy, are you trying to play your best at the end of your freshman year?
I mean, I'm trying to play my best every game, so I just go game by game, you know, control what I control. So it don't matter what the season's looking like. I'm just trying to go out there to help my team win the game.
Bannon and David?
William, how have you seen Ty grow throughout this season?
Oh, it's been awesome. Even seeing him in spring ball, you know, coming into the freshman, it's just been amazing seeing his development coming in, you know, making huge plays as a freshman. It's great to see, and of course, you know, all of us in the DB room, his biggest friends, you know, trying to get him going. He's a great player, and we love what we're seeing.
Do you remember when you realized he was going to be able to help you all as a true freshman this season?
As soon as he came into spring ball making plays. So as soon as he came in, day one.
David, and then we'll go Paige.
Todd, kind of a big picture question. You know, the defense played that really good first half against Oklahoma. Today, that's the least amount of points you've allowed all season. Do y'all feel like y'all are taking steps defensively, and can you say you're better than you were defensively compared to the beginning of the year, and if so, why?
Yeah, I feel like the whole defense as a whole is just better, you know. It's just gotten better since the first game, you know, just taking our lumps and, you know, just learning from our mistakes, you know. Yeah, and just getting them experience for that helped me, like, you know, get better throughout the season, you know, taking my lumps, taking all the hard games I had, but just learn from it and just move on.
One or two more for this group, Paige, and then we'll go to Patrick.
David, you played very motivated out there with the deflections and the tackles. What was fueling you out there on the field today?
You know, last game ain't go our way, so just get that bad taste out my mouth, you know, just go out there and just play hard, play for my guys, the seniors, Coach G, but just I'll just play hard, playing hard.
Well, you're one of the last 6-year guys in this program. You've seen the ups and downs for this coaching staff. How would you kind of describe both your vantage point, seeing the program sort of grow into what it's become, and your part in it too?
Yeah, I'm super proud of it. I'm super proud that I stuck around for it because, Coach Hype's my guy, and this team, we were a family. So, going through everything that we're going through, I'm so proud that I stayed and got to be a part of it.
Thanks. All right, that's good for this group. We'll have Joey and Deshaun here in just a second. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a good night, guys. Be safe. Y'all did well. I stopped looking around going, I'm glad these guys are still this good.
I'll take one. I'm all right, actually. I'm good. I'm all right, actually. Yeah. Actually, I'll take it if you already got it.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll wrap up tonight's media availabilities with Joey Aguilar and Sean Bishop. Raise your hand for questions and I'll call you. We're gonna get started.
You guys throughout the season, for both of you, have been open, talked about your faith a lot. How has that guided you through the ups and downs of not just this season, but throughout your career?
Personally, a lot of my journey was hard and tough, and most of the time you're by yourself, and that's when you can talk to God and talk to Jesus and really get an understanding and focus on what His ultimate plan is, and going into games like this, not playing my best, and being super frustrated at halftime, came in. Had some time to myself, talked to him, and, I had to reset. It helps a lot, he's the best thing in my life. Without him, I wouldn't have anything that I have now. So, I give all praises to him, and to have a team and be around people that share the same faith and, strive to be the best they can be in that area is awesome to be around.
Joey, Coach was in here a minute ago. He said there was some practice this week he didn't like on offense. You guys didn't have your edge or something. What caused that? You think that practice that he's talking about?
Just energy all around, and being the leader. It starts with me, not being elite at practice all day, and that causes me to come out here and have a game that I did today. Not the best, and super frustrated with that on myself personally. A lot of good stuff that we did, but that's on me to carry that throughout the week and bring it in on Saturdays.
Do you think that's something that can be and will be corrected before, obviously, another big game coming next week before that? Is that sort of a warning to you guys, you think?
It's just, how you practice, how you play. And, you got to take advantage of it. We got 2 more games guaranteed, and, they're going to be fun games, Florida and Vanderbilt, big rivalry games. So you just got to, prepare really tomorrow and Sunday, with your recovery and, watch this game and, learn and grow. And then everything starts to kick off Monday and just have great energy and come to compete.
And
Joey, the couple of throws that I'm sure you'd like to have back the last 2 games, what do you think is going to be the biggest key for you this week to get those corrected and make sure they don't happen in the swamp next Saturday?
Just keep trusting myself, keep trusting my players. Sometimes I throw a bad ball, sometimes I don't. And, defense will make a play, sometimes they won't. So, just go out there and just keep the confidence that I have and just go out there and play.
Paige?
Deshaun, there was a sweet moment after the game where Braylon gave your younger brother his gloves. Just kind of how special is that, knowing like the family's so tight here and just how much your younger brother appreciated that moment?
Something about his name's JC. Something about him. He's very outgoing. Like, he is not afraid to approach anybody on this team. Like, he'll approach you like he already knows you. So, my family has found this place really home, especially being here. We grew up watching the Ballers play, and he's big on ball itself. And just the journey we've been on just to make this place home has been like any other. And like, that just shows who our team is. Selfless, like guys that love everybody regardless of like your family or not. Like you wear that orange, your family to them. So I didn't even see that moment, but I appreciate you for letting me know that.
David and then Ben again. Joey, I mean, y'all have put up 500 yards, 600 yards in some games. When you have a game like this with like a couple of picks in the first half, a couple of 3 and outs, how does that feel compared to some of the other games y'all had? Do you come away kind of frustrated, or what do you feel after a game like this? It wasn't horrible, it just wasn't up to what y'all have been doing.
I mean, like I said, definitely frustrating, especially on my part. You know, not being elite enough to put the offense in a position to score or, you know, just keep us on the field. So personally, definitely frustrating. But, you know, it's just things that we can fix with just, you know, mental and just details of what we're trying to accomplish.
Sean, where do you think the running game is at going into jumping back into SEC play next weekend?
I think it's where it needs to be. Man, I see how elite we are when we get the run game established, and especially like we have 3 good running backs, you know, and we all carry the ball very well. And I just believe that's it's where it wants to be. I just feel like we just got to continue to execute at a high level, continue to push that piece of our game, and we're unstoppable when we do have the run game flowing.
Elijah?
For either one of you guys, I mean, football is the ultimate team sport. We see you guys put up numbers with yards and touchdowns, but for today, you see the defense dominate. How fun is it to see those guys make plays on interceptions and forced fumbles, stopping guys at fourth and short and stuff? How fun is that to see them?
You got it.
And it's honestly a blessing, you know, like just to see everybody eating, you know, and we have a lot of great players. We obviously can't play all of them, but there's a lot of guys that love seeing guys make plays, and that just shows how like selfless we are on this team, you know, and it really shows like this is probably one of the most connected Vols teams I've been a part of, and it's been fun to watch. I know that the season isn't where we want it to be right now, but that's not taken away from like the strides we made this year, you know, and I just believe we're going to continue to get better regardless of what anybody thinks, regardless of like what is put out there. Like I'm very satisfied with what we've done, especially off the field. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people don't see that that happens in like the locker rooms and on the field. Like this group of men like love playing with each other, and just see everybody out there shining tonight is really, really a blessing in itself.
I'll do a few more. Mike, Patrick, and we'll finish Emily.
Yeah, Joey, with George, what did you see out of him tonight, and how has he grown throughout this season as you've seen him practice and go through everything?
Yeah, the quarterback room, you know, we try to help each other out as much as possible. And being the older guy, you know, obviously they ask me questions about film, in-game, be on the sideline, kind of ask what I see, and then vice versa, ask what they see. But, man, from the day I got here till now, I mean, both of them grew a whole lot. And, you know, it's kind of cool to be the older guy and have them kind of learn under me. You know, I kind of been in that situation, kind of, not really, but to know how bright a future that both of them have. And he got a couple reps out there, didn't get probably enough as he wanted, but time on the clock kind of took away from that. But, you know, he's dialed in and into his details of what he has to accomplish, and I just can't wait to see when he got the full go.
Patrick?
Joey, you've kind of expressed you're frustrated about your performance. Are you the kind that's going to go like watch film right now? Do you just sort of stick to your routine and be more intentional about it, or do you kind of do something different after a game like this where you're not exactly pleased with how you played?
Just gotta, you know, just get away from it a little bit. I feel like if I go watch film right now, I'll probably get even more mad at myself. But just, you know, get away from it, enjoy the fan right now, and then tomorrow morning, just go back in the office and, you know, break down what I got to do better.
Emily, last question.
William, obviously he's a redshirt senior, so he's been a part of this program for a while, and he said, he was just in here, he was like, I've been patient wanting to make those kind of plays. For either of you, how cool is it to see him get that defensive touchdown?
Oh, I'll start with that one. Me personally, you know, coming in and just to start my time trying to learn everybody's story, his is definitely cool, you know, like he said, being patient and to go out there and see him make plays. I mean, he was out there, you know, great special team player, you know, making plays on there, and then he gets out there on defense, and everything just comes naturally. You know, he went out there, made some plays on D, and then get the pick six to get rewarded. So I'm very happy for him.
I'll add something real quick. Especially Will,
he started his career as a walk-on too. So I mean, I feel what he feels like, and the work that you have to put in to just even get to that moment. You know, and there's been a lot of opportunities for him to showcase what he can do. I know he had the big play a couple of years ago against Bama, which led us up to winning that game as well. And just like I said, another guy that's big on his faith. You know, we talk about we have kick return period, and we're chatting about what we've been reading in the Bible, like what our scripture's been saying, and like it really shows that God rewards those people that invest in Him, but also do their part, invest in their time, and the hard work pays off, man. I don't care what nobody says, man. Like, if you don't work hard, man, like you're not gonna get what you want, and that just shows that. I mean, no matter like where your situation is, no matter like where you are on the depth chart, man, like man, you put in the work, man. God's gonna reward you regardless of it, man. That was really cool to see. I didn't realize he had picked it off until I saw him like running back down here, but as a blessing itself, just to witness all that.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate y'all. God bless.